Here on Independence Live.
And we are back on Independence Live, and we are back on a very busy week for the Scottish clubs in Europe. Later on, we've got Hearts at home to Heidenheim, but also coming up at 6:15 tonight, we have got Rangers against Olympiacos. 6:15 kickoff. We'll be here building up to the game, but before we talk about the game in detail, we've got the team news for tonight. We've got the team news for Rangers tonight, so we're going to bring you that up now.
Yep.
And see. So that is the Rangers team for tonight. And any surprises there, Reagan?
Not really. I'm just glad to see Cherny's back in for Rangers to see what he can do, Michael. But yeah, I mean that looks like a strong team for Rangers. The only one you would say, Michael, would be Proper, because I don't think he's been very assertive so far. So looking forward to see how he gets on. But yeah, that's the Rangers team tonight. So we'll just see how he gets on. But yep, I'm just looking at the bench as well, and it's great to see some young players on there as well. But it's interesting that Tavernier's not playing. What do you make of that? Big team news, Michael.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shock, that one, because obviously it took off on Sunday as well in the semi-final, and I think it was you. It was saying on the post-match chat, it's weird to take your captain off, even though I mean we've saw it in the past where different teams as well that. It doesn't matter who the team is. It's a bit strange to take your captain off during the 90 minutes. But yeah, that's a weird call from Clement tonight. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks for, and we don't. But hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Clement, I think this is a bit of a free hit because I think everybody expects them to win, but I'm sure he wants to do well tonight because I think 9 points would get you basically through. So if Rangers are already on, is it 6 points or 4 points are on? So I think I think they'll be fancying their chances tonight, Michael. Of course, Olympiacos, that'll be a very intimidating atmosphere though.
Yeah, and also very intimidating, but very hot, you would say, over there as well in Greece.
Aye, and think as well that I spoke to him about this the other day, but the fact that they've just won that the the Conference League as well, which is the third European trophy that Hearts are involved in as well. So no, I feel like this is a good opportunity for Rangers. We're trying to build some 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 pressure off the manager, and this is a great way to do it by making sure they get the 3 points on board for the Rangers supporters tonight.
I suppose that on the other headline I could give you, well, we knew that yesterday when Clement was speaking to the media in Greece, but Tom Lawrence will be out between 4 and 6 weeks. How big a blow would that be to Rangers?
It's a big blow, Michael. I mean, in terms of Tom Lawrence, he's been really good for Rangers so far. He's done everything that he's been asked of him, and he's the one that kind of sets up chances, create chances, and manages to score a lot of times. So I think if you're a Rangers supporter, you're pretty downbeat about that news because as much as they've done okay so far this season, they're still 9 points behind Aberdeen and behind Celtic. So they'll be hoping that they get as many great players available, and Tom Lawrence is one of the players.
How crucial was it for Rangers to get the result on Sunday, not only to go into the final against Celtic, but to put on a second half performance because Reagan, you know yourself that when you get beat in the semi final, a league game, the next game, the European game, so it's going away from home. But how big a boost is that for Rangers to get into the final and then to get a decent performance in the second half and away to Olympiacos tonight? I know it's a different level of football, but it would be worse if you go with Rare and Rangers get beaten in the semi final and be up against it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Rangers, they've just been looking to build that self belief and things like that, Michael, that they can really do it at this level. And Celtic showed that the other night. I was there at Celtic Park, and as part of the people that were there, and they really proved that they can really compete at this level. And I said this the other day, and I listened to the great show that Robbie and Mikey and Graham did on Tuesday night. And if you haven't watched it, then go and watch it back. But it was great in terms of I just felt Celtic really showed up and really showed what they're capable of at that level. And I'm sure that Rangers supporters will want to get themselves uh, back and do really well. I think it's also got a wee bit of added importance as well, Michael. The fact that Rangers now play Manchester United and Spurs in the next few matches, because no disrespect to Rangers, but as much as Manchester United have been struggling, Michael, they've got a brand new manager in Man United, and obviously people know about Spurs. They've got Ange Postecoglou, who did a really good job at Celtic. So I think those two will be very difficult matches. So I think it's important that Rangers stay calm, stay composed, and try to get a positive result in this match.
Yeah, no, how crucial would it be for Rangers just to even get a point tonight away from home, just to build that confidence back up since the Aberdeen game?
I think it'll be great. I think if Rangers manage to get the results tonight, though, they'll certainly be very happy because I think this year, Michael, I don't think the squad's as strong as it has been over the past couple of years, and I feel like in terms of Rangers, they just want to see a bit of self confidence in the players. They want to see them go out there and do very well, and I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for them.
Going back to the team used to make no Tavernier at all, but it would be interesting to see how the team plays and functions without Tavernier because he's been a good servant to Rangers over the years, but he's been taking a lot of stick off of the Rangers fans as well. So I'll be interested to see how the team gets on with him not there.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think Rangers will be an interesting match because they need to try and make sure that everybody is on the same page. Because I've listened to a lot of radio shows and TV in terms of the Rangers supporters. They're not very happy at the moment, and I think they'll want to change that. And there's no better way to change it than tonight. Because if they can go into this game tonight, they, they can beat Olympiacos, and then they go into a match against Hearts, and they suddenly then win 3 games in a row. Then it's a perfect opportunity for them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and how crucial how crucial will be the Rangers for? Oh, sorry. Um,
I like. I think it will be important that the fans go over there and they really respect the club as well, because it's always very important. We talk about the Rangers and Celtic supporters in terms of what they in terms of what they bring to the club. And I think in terms of Rangers, I mean, they've got really big supporters across um, Celtic and Rangers in terms of the supporters they bring. I'm not really sure how many fans they're planning on taking over there, but I'm sure they're going to represent Rangers very well. I was very happy the other night, Michael, that Celtic fans didn't do the flu, the flares and the smoke bombs at Celtic Park, because we've spoke about this on many shows about Celtic need to be able to not go to a match and set off the fireworks and the smoke bombs and stuff like that, because it's not good for Scottish football. It's not good for Celtic. It's not good for Rangers. It's not good for any Scottish club to do that, because as Alistair spoke about to me in Graham on Sunday, so someone got their arm blown off uh, over the past couple of years from it. So it's not a good thing. So I just hope all the Rangers fans that go across there, they're able to respect the club and respect Scotland, and also respect the place that they're visiting tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. Another player was at the press conference yesterday. I don't know if you saw the press conference, but Nico Raskin was up as well, and he says, "I'm happy to be back fit again, and we need to show we are a good team and perform in this game." How close is that for not only for Philip Clement, but the Rangers fans to see that Nico Raskin is back on the squad?
I think it's a big boost, because they're now getting a squad there, Michael, where you can say, right, well, this is a proper Rangers squad that's really got proper competition there, because I was disappointed in terms of um, during the summer window of June and July, that basically Rangers supporters were putting too much pressure on Philippe Clement, saying you're putting too much pressure because Connor Barron's playing too often. And he's only 22 years of age. Michael, I said this to you before, you know, and I feel like that this needs to be something that's addressed. I mean, I've said to you before as well that, of course, Connor Barron's a very good player, but also he's thrown into a very big fishbowl, as you call it, Michael, the fishbowl of Glasgow, and it can be very difficult to deal with that pressure.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do you think Philip Clement's sweet happy in a way that he's going to get some players back from injury?
I think he is, because it will help him, and it means that if Rangers keep on winning, then he can stay in a job for longer. So yeah, I think he is, and I think it's a very bold move, Michael, to drop Tavernier tonight. What do you
Mm.
make of that move?
Yeah, especially away from home, or maybe as I say, maybe you can just can't get home or whatever, but especially going away from home to a hostile kind of atmosphere as well. It's a kind of weird one. I would be interested to see Clement's comments after the game. Or you never know, he might have picked up a knock yesterday before they travelled. But I think that the way that they do it now, Reagan, is the Rangers actually train before they go away. I don't think they train at the stadium now. Um, so I'll be interested to see why that he was dropped, if any. But yeah, it's a weird one. A captain getting. I mean, you could see the point of say the likes of if they were playing St Johnson tonight or Ross County in the League Cup or whatever. Well, you would say, well, no disrespect to them, but it's a League Cup and the captain plays so many games. But you know, a big European game away from home, and yeah, it's a must win. And I think as well that Clement's under pressure every game that he plays in as well. So like the game on Sunday they won it. Now it's tonight game. They need to win it, and then on Sunday night they need to beat Hearts. So couple of important games before um that they go away in kind of international duty.
Well, I think it is because, like you said, there, I didn't expect Tavernier to be dropped. It's a big statement by the manager. You know what I mean? It's a big statement in terms of that. These are the kind of choices that the manager kind of live. They kind of say he lives and dies by these choices. So I think in terms of him, he's probably just not been overall impressed by like Tavernier this season. Because I don't know, Michael, but Ta- Ta- Tavernier during his Rangers spell, you sort of expect him to be scoring all the time and assisting all the time, but he's not done that this season. So I think in terms of that, that's probably the main reason why he's dropped because he's not really uh, co- co- contributing to the team. So I think that's probably the big factor in why he's being dropped. But I'll be interested to watch to hear what Tavernier says after the game and also the manager.
I think as well, Reagan, it would be interesting to watch the Rangers style of play tonight if it's quick as well, because a lot of people say that when Cavalier gets the ball, he just goes back the way, never go forward yet as well. But I'm thinking about as well that Clement might come out with a statement after the game saying because of the heat and because of the speed of the game. But I mean, I don't think any of the Rangers fans would buy that because, like, at the end of the day, he's a professional football player.
No, I don't think they would. I think it's all about trying to get those 3 points and trying to get Rangers in the final, and that's what the manager's done. He's managed to get them in the final, but I still think that Celtic will be the prime favourites for the match on December the 15th, right before Santa Claus is here in Scotland. So I think that in terms of that, I feel like, come on, it's all about building blocks for them. It's all about building blocks in terms of trying to make sure that Rangers can get on there and they're successful. You know, because I don't really believe a lot of things that he's saying at the moment. You know, what I mean, he's talking about if it was a toenail offside and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you don't want to really start to go into. I heard Chris Sutton mention it on the telly the other day about he's starting to turn into Pedro, the old Rangers manager Pedro. And you want to make sure that you are representing the club in the best way. And he's talking about Rangers with a toenail offside and that could have made it 2-2 and things would have been different. But the fact that Rangers weren't able to get over the line against Aberdeen, this makes it even more crucial that they can get this win tonight and then win against Hearts because that would really settle everyone down. Because let's not forget as well, Michael, that Aberdeen play, I think it's Dundee on Saturday or
Indeed, yeah. Quarter to six kickoff.
yep. So they're playing them on Saturday, and you're thinking Aberdeen could be 12 points clear by the time Rangers even kick a ball. So Rangers really need to get back to basics now. They need to try and um, make sure the players are believing in themselves, and they need to start scoring goals because as much as I don't think Dessers is a great player, he's still managing to score goals, but not a lot of people are managing to back him up. I'll bring up the Rangers lineup again, Michael, and I'll show you because what I do believe is the Rangers have got some proper players in that team that can score quite a few goals tonight. I think well, the one player that would be important for me would be Cherny. Don't know about
Mm.
you. I feel like Cherny's the one guy that's scoring a lot of goals, and I feel like he's a player um, that needs to really impress. Also, I'm looking at Diamande. I mean, Diamande was a guy, Michael, that was brought into Rangers for £5 million. You know, and Rangers fans want to see that be restored and be, show some appreciation and say, right, well, has he actually been worth the £5 million that we spent on him? Also, I'm looking at Jeff Day because I know people don't want to mention it because I heard Stuart Kettlewell today saying please don't question Andy Halliday's stuff because he didn't celebrate. But talking about that actual Andy Halliday when he scored on Sunday, right? See if you look at Jeffy, he's watching the ball. And
Mm.
if Rangers do that tonight, they could be in trouble. So it's all a bit important that they need to be streetwise. You know what I mean? They need to be streetwise in terms of they need to set up rigid. They need to make sure they've got an attack on the break. Because what you don't want to do, Michael, is you don't want to um, you don't want it to be attack after attack. And if that's what's happening all the time, then there's only going to be one winner. There's only going to be Olympiacos. But yeah, I want to go back to this Rangers team again. I think as well, Michael, if you look at Proper, I don't think he's really shown up in this Rangers team very much. But I do feel like this is a night where he needs to stand up and put in a proper performance because he's not really shown the Rangers fans so far that he can be a proper Rangers defender. So this is the time where he needs to show it. But I'm looking at the bench, Michael, and people can say Rangers have got a decent squad, but there's a lot of young players on there, Michael.
Mm. Yeah, I know. I think like we spoke about that malnutrition as well, like the strength and depth of the of the bench compared to the other kind of sides in the Premiership. But John Suter there, obviously he'll get to play against Hearts on Sunday night. But first of all, he's playing tonight. How crucial will him be for Rangers? Because over the past couple of weeks, Regan, he's actually played okay in spells.
Yeah, John Suter's done okay. I think sometimes he can be a whipping boy for the Rangers supporters. I think he's done okay. He's shown what he's capable of, and I think that in terms of what Rangers are capable of, I think he needs to have a really good night if Rangers have got any chance of progressing in this match. What Rangers don't want to do as well, Michael, they want to try and waste a bit of time because when you go to these intimidating atmospheres and stuff like that, you want to make sure that you can really try and impose yourself in the game, be strong defensively. So I think it's something that Rangers supporters.
Yep. So yeah, got a comment from Anna Lino there. Thanks for watching on YouTube. He said exactly from a Scottish perspective, I don't see Rangers getting anything tonight. Have more hope for the Hearts game later on, Regan.
Yeah, well, I just hope that Rangers can because um, I know that Celtic supporters might say the opposite. But if you look at the coefficient, Michael, Celtic done it really good the other night. And if you don't know if you know this, but Greece are directly above Scotland in the coefficient. And for everybody that's been watching the last 20 minutes, we've spoke about that Rangers are taking a very good support over to Greece. So if we can go over there and the Scottish team can beat the Greek team, then that would really help us in the coefficient standing as well.
Yeah, because I mean, as I said to you, I mean, we love doing these kind of shows, but how refreshing, but how refreshing is it to talk about not only Celtic and Rangers but Hearts as well?
Our Hearts have been brilliant. They've been really good. They've won their first two games, so I know Heronville will be a hard game tonight. We'll get on to that soon, but I think it'll be interesting for everybody going along to Tynecastle tonight that they can try and get the 3 points. And I think the Hearts manager even mentioned it yesterday to the media that he was really inspired by Celtic and he enjoyed watching that display. So I think it's always good to see Scottish teams win in Europe. You know, as much as people can say, "Oh well, it's like they can Hearts fans can slag Hibs and Rangers can slag Celtic." You know, if we want to progress as a nation and get our teams as close as possible to European competition, we need all these teams to do very well.
Philip Clement was addressing the media last night. He said that, talking about Olympiacos, he said this is a big club and it's going to be a good atmosphere. So it will be a big test for us. We need to put on a good performance. I think that last bit there, Reagan, that the good performance bit, we haven't actually saw a decent performance, albeit Sunday Rangers played well in the last 45 minutes. But putting that aside, I don't think Rangers has performed that well over the course of the season.
No, I don't think they have, but I think in terms of Rangers, this is all about turning new books, turning new leaves. They need to make sure that they are not dwelling on what they've done in the past and trying to go in the future. And they'll be hoping that, I know people are talking about this week, been talking about it on different radio stations and TV as well, about Steven Gerrard coming back, Michael. I don't know if you've been hearing that as well, but I find that one strange as well because Steven Gerrard was a guy that only won one trophy out of a possible nine over his 3 years in Scotland. So I get that he saved the 10 in a row and stuff like that. You know, always be a hero. But if you look at the circumstances, he played in a environment where there was no supporters for a very long time, and that was the only season that Rangers won the title. So I think sometimes when you watch and you remember back, I mean, I remember being on the show, Michael, when Hamilton Accies beat Rangers 1-0 at Ibrox, you know, but that was under Steven Gerrard. But everybody seems to forget that now that he's been away.
Anna Reynolds asking your question, Reagan, on YouTube. He says, would we climb above Croatia in the coefficients if both Scotland teams won tonight?
I think the big one for us is to try and go above Austria because they are occupying the automatic Champions League spot. But from what I was reading yesterday, as we know, the um, Rangers have got a better club coefficient, which basically means if Rangers were to win the title this season, they might get a position through the back door because of
Uh,
the.
don't forget that we'll be on after the game tonight. Everybody is watching. We'll be on at 10 o'clock tonight, looking back at the Rangers game and obviously the 8 o'clock game at Tynecastle between Hearts. Hearts at Tynecastle, 8 o'clock kickoff for that one. Yeah, I mean, just touching upon these kind of two sides. It's ironic how they're playing on Sunday as well. So we'll get a good, or will we get a good indicator of how the game will go on Sunday, Reagan? Or do you think it's two totally different games?
I think it's two totally different games, but I feel like it's good that the two of them are playing as two of them are playing because then the two of them will be the same level of tired. But it's all about Neil Chrisley as well. Neil Chrisley will want to go into this game full of confidence and they'll say to the players, look, you've just went and beat a German team at Heidenheim, you know, and you've just went there and you've won that game. So that German team, you know, I'm not going to say they'll be the same level of a proper German team like a Bayern Munich or a Dortmund or a RB Leipzig, as we've seen the other night, because they're a very good team. But I think if Hearts get 3 wins in Europe on on a row, then that can only be seen as a positive. Because how many years have me and you sat here? I think I've been on this show for the last 5 years, and I've been saying to you, Michael, that how many times have we not seen Hearts, Aberdeen, Hibs, Dundee United? You know, how often have we not seen them actually do well in Europe? And I think it's very important. You know, as much as rivalry plays a part and people don't want to see Hearts doing well, like because of the Hibs fans and Rangers fans don't want to see Celtic doing well and Celtic fans the opposite. I think sometimes we just need to be on board and say, right, well, the fact that we got automatically Champions League, it saved everybody doing the qualification, and we all know how the qualification goes for the Champions League and Europa League. It's very difficult, as we've seen with Rangers playing at Hampden this year. Obviously, didn't help, but when they were playing Dynamo uh, Kiev,
Yeah.
so I think that it's very important for the Scottish team as well because we all know the standard of European football as well. It's not a bad standard. It's very good. So we need these Scottish teams to be competing at a level because as we spoke about the other day, that's the only way these Scottish teams are going to improve is if we get more money into the game. I keep talking about Neil Doncaster and all these people. They need to try and get more money in. But as we seen the other day, Celtic from getting through that game against Leipzig have already made I think it's 30 odd million and they've and they've, and they've still got 4 matches to go. So I think it's very important that these teams can take advantage.
You're giving to half the somebody on YouTube. He says we should support any Scottish teams that's playing in Europe, and I think you're right. That's a brilliant point that you make there. But also, we should support the clubs. But when all the clubs get a decent result in Europe, it will put Scottish football on the map even more because obviously up till now it's been Celtic, Rangers, Celtic, but obviously there's other teams as well, like the Hearts and Aberdeen this season.
Aberdeen's been a breath of fresh air. So were Hearts last year, but then the wheels kind of fell off Stephen Naismith's what, fell off the train. So I think they kind of trying to rebrand themselves under Neil Chrisley as well. So I think it'll be good if Hearts get in the top six and then they can get into Europe. And I don't know about you, Michael, but I think Aberdeen's been a breath of fresh air this season.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, obviously we'll touch upon it even more tomorrow, but like it's going to be quite interesting how they're going to react on Saturday night up at Aberdeen against Dundee because Saturday Celtic Goose basically wiped the floor with them from minute one, so I'll be interested to see how they bounce back from that. But maybe from a Scottish football point of view as well, and maybe hope Aberdeen fans will hopefully that um, they'll pick up all 3 points on Saturday night against Dundee and keep it going at the top of the table.
I think it's very important that they can do that because, I know people. Um, I think it's great that Aberdeen are really challenging Celtic because it's okay saying that you want to win in leagues, but you don't want to be winning the league by 9 points at Christmas. You want to be up there challenging and going into the game feeling pressure and feeling anxiety. I mean, there's no better feeling than people tuning in on a Friday show, Michael, and going, "There's only uh, Aberdeen and Celtic level in points and stuff like that." You want to be there. You want to be challenging, and that's the important thing about it. Sports about being everything being equal and trying to make it the best contest possible. Because how often have we said that Aberdeen and Hearts and teams like that are not really doing what they should be doing? And I think now that Aberdeen are, we should be celebrating that as well.
Yeah, no, because it's only good for the game, Reagan, as well. Because obviously when you hear about Scottish football, um they only show you the Celtic highlights or sorry, they just talk about the Rangers game or the Celtic game. They don't even spend a lot of time speaking about the other games, and It's, if they're doing well in Europe, well, it's going to put Scottish football on the map and say, well, look at Hearts, look at the brilliant team that they've got, and all that, you know.
I think it's great, and I think that I'm hoping that all teams win tonight, and I hope that we can get the coefficient up as possible because we want to see these teams progress, and the only way they progress is if they get sponsorship, they get money in. And look at Celtic when they spent some money. They brought in Engels, they brought in like Bernardo, they brought in the boy from Dundee as well. So Celtic have really shown that if you spend money, then you get your reward as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, I mean, we always talk. Well, we always talk about on the show, especially European games, rigging that if clubs are going away from home, or maybe at home as well, but especially for Rangers tonight, do you think that they would have to take the game in stages, all
Oh,
because they're
definitely.
going away to a, a hostile atmosphere?
Oh, definitely. Because Rangers are a good club, Michael, but they need to respect where they're going. They're going to Greece. They're going to an intimidating atmosphere we've already spoke about. They're going somewhere that the fans know is going to be hostile. There's going to be fireworks. There's going to be pyro. There's going to be everything there. And they're going to make it as intimidating as possible. That's all for the Rangers players to embrace it and go there and enjoy it and really take it in. And I know the Rangers fans will really hopefully they can try and do their best for Scottish football and really celebrate the product we have here.
Yeah, no, exactly. So that's the Rangers game coming up at 5:45 tonight, kickoff, and obviously we'll be talking about it in the post-match show. At begins at 10 o'clock, where we'll be talking about both games tonight. Okay, let's move on quickly, because time is coming up against us again. Um, for the game at 8 o'clock tonight, under the lights at Tynecastle. It's going to be a special atmosphere. It's Hearts against Herravine, and I know that Hearts has been at home already this season. Cork-six kickoff, but I don't know about you, Reagan, but there's something actually special about under the floodlights and the European night at 8 o'clock.
Aye, I mean Tynecastle's synonymous, Michael, with like under the lights, that famous Hearts, Glorious Hearts song. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's going to be up for it. It's going to be great. I don't know if Graham's going to be there, but it's going to be absolutely jam packed. It's going to be brilliant to watch. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, the manager's come in. He started well. Um, he'll be disappointed that he lost a match at Tynecastle last week 2-1. But then they bounced back away a very tough place now to go in St Johnson. So I think this will be a great match for us. It shows how far they're able to go. But I think someone like Blair Spittle, he's been very good, Michael. I've been a big fan of him. I never understood why Stephen Naismith never really played Spittle or Danda very much. So I'm glad that they've been able to get those two in more under the manager. They both played very well in the last European match. So I think overall, I think this will really shows how far they're going to go because I think it's great, and I think this is why the third competition was brought in. It was brought in for teams like Hearts to go and express themselves, to go and show we are totally capable of doing a very good show and showing Scottish football in a very good light.
Okay, let's check out what the Neil Clitsy said yesterday to the media at Tynecastle. He said we've had a couple of days after the St Johnson game. That was a busy period of game for us. We've refreshed. We are clean on what we need to do, and we're looking forward to a game, a big challenge. But being at home, it's one we're really looking forward to when you're making um, when you're making captain difficult teams in European football, um, we always make you remember that we are home and we've got the 12th man, basically. It means the supporters there. So how closer would it be for the home support to get behind Hearts tonight? Oh, and Reagan is on mute.
I think it is very important, Michael. I think you speak to any supporters of like Celtic, of Rangers, of Aberdeen, of Hibs, and they all say they enjoy going to Tynecastle. If you speak to any ex-players like Barry Ferguson, Craig Moore, Andy Walker, they'll talk about the Tynecastle atmosphere, about how close it is to the pitch, and I think that's why people enjoy it because it's so
Mhm.
close to the pitch. And I think as well, if you look at somewhere like Scotland's National Stadium, right? I would say Tynecastle is a better stadium because it's closer to the pitch. You get more involved. I mean, okay, Hampden is a great atmosphere. It's a great stadium, but because the spectators are so close to you, people. I mean, people can uh, talk to us in the comments and tell us, but I just feel like maybe players enjoy that more because you're so close to the supporters and you're right in the thick of the action.
Half the Scumberg is Graham getting a lift over to Tynecastle tonight. I don't know if you mean getting a lift over or getting a lift into the park, but maybe he's a bit old for that to get lifted over the 10th year old and Reagan as well. But yeah, I think this is Hearts. Am I right in saying this is Hearts' first European game at 8 o'clock since they've been knocked out the Europa League?
I think it is because they played at quarter to six on both occasions away from home and then against Nicosia as well in the
Mm.
last game. So, yeah, it'll be good for us to see what level they're at. And it's like you said, 8 o'clock. Of course, it's good to see Hearts at any time of the day, Michael, but 8 o'clock under the lights, it's going to be cold out there. You know what I mean? You get make sure you're wrapped up with your tammy on and your scarf ready to go.
We always talk about Hearts being in Europe, and it's good for the game as well, but also how um they're actually learning as well in terms of like if you look at the Hearts squad, we can maybe name about two or three or maybe four. It's been in European football as well, so it's good experience and it's good confidence for Hearts as well.
Oh, it is because I've always spoken about Neil Lennon and Philippe Clement and Michael Beale before him, talking about when their team get beat, they go, "Oh, well, Rangers are going to learn from this, or Celtic are going to learn from it," but they never actually do. So I'm glad that Celtic showed the other night, right? We have learned from it. You know, they bounced back. They got a really good win over at Italy, and then they went the other night, Celtic Park, sold out Celtic Park against RB Leipzig, and then they think, oh, but we feel as if we can really do well here, and I think it shows as well that the fact that see the more that you win in these European competitions, Michael, the more you feel that you belong there, because
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
because that's what the Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers said. Like, see Brendan Rodgers, he's got the worst Scottish record in Europe, right? Now, could that now? He played against Dortmund, and then the media come right down on him. They were like, "What is going on here? Is Brendan Rodgers' side too open in Europe? Are they not great? Do they need to spend money? Do they need to do this? Do they need to do that?" But then I think the following two matches, Celtic have been brilliant. So I think it's all about trying to develop yourself at that level. And I think as well, you look at somebody like Blair Spittle, who scored two fantastic goals the last home game for Hearts. He'll be so looking forward to this tonight. Because he's got that experience in Michael of right. Well, I've been there and I've done that, and I've proven to people that I'm able to go here and score goals at this level. Because people would say outside of Scotland, I don't know if you heard the German football expert who was on the TV saying that basically he thinks Scottish football is second rate.
Yeah, I mean, and I think as well that's the only way that you're going to shut up people from different parts of the media, so that we can actually do well in Europe, whether it's Celtic, Rangers, or Hearts as well. I mean, just come back to the Hearts game at in match day 2 at home. I mean, they were very impressive as well. They won that 1-2-0, but that if you win games, if you play well for 90 minutes, it only breeds confidence, and that's going to feed into the stands as well, and you'll get more people coming to the games.
Oh, definitely, and it's always good to see the place sold out. Because I've spoken about this before. The more people you can get enjoying football, the better. Because it only inspires the next generation of people to go right. I want to be supportive to Scottish football, and that's what we want. We want to see young people playing football and playing any sport that they enjoy. Because sport's a great way to bring people forward and bring people as part of your team and make new friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we always talk about mental health as well. So, and I suppose it's quite good to get people in. By the way, just before I forget, Regan, I forgot to mention at the top of the show, we've got the Bang the Whistle guys coming back on the show. Speaking about Graham's favourite subject, VAR. So, watch out for that one. That's coming up on the. I've not got my notes in front of me here, but it's on I think it's on the 20th of November at 8 o'clock. So join us for that one as well.
Yeah,
So a busy time for the show. Huh.
yeah, that'll be brilliant. I mean, I know Paul Donaldson mentioned it Friday, so shout out to him. He mentioned that we should get those guys back on. So there you go, Paul. But I mean, it's just great to get those guys back on because VR, a big talking point. I know Alistair's a big fan of VR as well, so be good to get Alistair back on to chat with the guys.
Yeah, no, exactly. And let's hope there's no any VR decisions. Like the penalty Aston Villa got against him the other night. I don't know if you saw that penalty, Reagan.
Yeah, I did see it, and I think it was the correct call, but at the same time, I don't really know what Tyrone Mings is thinking there, the Aston Villa centre back. But yeah, I just really don't understand what he was doing there.
And I suppose that we are talking about Hearts getting good experience in Europe, but I suppose it's good for the manager as well because if I'm right in thinking this is his first taste of European football.
As his second taste, his very first game was in Europe against Nicosia.
Yeah, no, what I meant was his first season with any team,
Yeah,
Reagan, because
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he's been to any other team. And I know that people always say about the Conference League is a kind of it's not very good. That the standard isn't very good, but as you say, it's made for teams for Hearts and for Johnson and Habs and all that to competing, and you can get money in it. I know it's not like the Champions League, but you still get money. And I mean, look at West Ham a
Yeah,
couple of seasons ago.
yeah, I mean, they celebrated it as if they won the World Cup. So, you know what I mean? So, can you imagine if Hearts got to the final? Scotland would be empty. There would be nobody here. They'd be all the way over to the final of the European trophy. So I think it's a great opportunity. You know, I think UEFA's done a great thing here by getting the UEFA Conference League because it puts these clubs of a genuine opportunity to get late on in the competition. Because no disrespect, but I don't feel like Hearts would ever get to the semi final of the Champions League or the quarter final of the Europa League. So this is their best opportunity to get to the quarter finals, the last 16. You know, they can start to dream.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Rangers tonight, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Hearts as well because I've really enjoyed them the last game. Watson, Spittle, as you mentioned, Shankland,
He's
and
good.
Forrest. But
James Forrest's younger brother was really good as well.
yeah, but
I
one
think,
man I'm looking forward to seeing is Forrester.
I he's a kind of young guy that Graham told me about him, and he seems to be really enjoying the opportunities that the manager's really showing him. And I think that's important as well that he's showing that if he is able to show him in training that is able to rise to the standard, then he's open to showing you, right, well, if you're going to show me that you're able to do it, then there's a possibility that you'll be in the starting 11.
I don't think like we spoke about it in the show as well before Reagan, and we're going to speak about it from now until the end of the season because Hasper Scumber makes a good point about young players, and that's the thing, Reagan, because if you put young players in that team, maybe tonight Rangers or Hearts or whoever, they've got no fear. They go out and you know. I'm thinking about Ross McCausland, and I'm thinking about other players as well. They don't have any fear. They go out there and express themselves. Whereas if you're a kind of older kind of player, they are a bit kind of hesitant.
Yeah, no, I think all the younger players are fearless and they've shown a real maturity. And I think the biggest example I can give you that is probably a few of the guys at Celtic over the past couple of years. You just need to look at them. Alex Valle as well. You even need to look at Ben Doak as well. Ben Doak's went down to the Premier League. He was playing for Klopp in European football last season. So these young players need the opportunity. I mean, look at Lewis Ferguson. Lewis Ferguson was told he wasn't good for enough for Rangers. Then he moved to Aberdeen and he's done brilliant. He's moved over to Bologna. He's really relishing. So I think these younger Scottish players really need to prove themselves, and that's great that they've got a sort of a young manager at Hearts that's willing to, if they're able to show in training that they're able to step up, then he'll be more than welcome to the opportunity to throw them in.
Okay, so you were saying about an opportunity there. That's an opportunity for us to go now. So good luck to Rangers and Hearts in Europe tonight. Thanks to Reagan and thanks for all your comments. We'll be
No,
doing
no problem.
um
And all the best to Rangers and Hearts. Michael, have you got a prediction?
I have got a prediction for the Hearts game. I've got a prediction for the Hearts game. 2-1 to Hearts. And the Rangers game, I'm hoping from a Scottish point of view that it will be one each in that game. What about you, Reagan?
Yeah, I think Hearts will win 2-0, and I think maybe 2-2 with Rangers.
2-2. There you go. So as I say, thanks for all your comments. Thanks to Reagan,
Thank
and
you.
we'll do it all again at 10 o'clock. Looking back on the Rangers Olympiacos game and the Hearts game as well at 8 o'clock. See you soon.
following Rangers and Hearts in Europe with all the reaction here on Independence Live.